Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever curled up to watch your favorite holiday romance movie and felt like it's just pure magic, but also kind of familiar? Well, today we're going to pull back that velvet curtain and deconstruct the narrative formula of a classic holiday rom-com using the movie Destined at Christmas as our guide.
So what is the secret recipe? I mean, it's not just a random flurry of snowflakes and some conveniently placed mistletoe. There's a reliable and honestly, an incredibly satisfying formula at work here. It's like the ultimate narrative comfort food that gives us that warm, fuzzy feeling we're all looking for. And we're about to map it all out.
All right, so here's our roadmap. We're going to walk through 5 key stages. We start with a Black Friday meet cute, then we build the Christmas connection. That leads to the frustrating search, which is full of obstacles and near misses, all building to, you guessed it, a fated reunion. Let's dive in. First up, the Black Friday meet cute. This is the big bang of our story. It's that charming, maybe a little awkward first encounter that gets the whole snowball rolling downhill. Think about this line from Kim to Theo. It's not just some funny, throwaway comment. This is the very first thread that weaves them together. It's quirky, it's personal, and it immediately sets up this really natural, lighthearted chemistry. It shows us they're actually seeing each other, not just two random people standing in a line. And the film moves fast to lock in this connection. It starts with an accidental shared hot chocolate, a simple, sweet moment. Then Theo does something truly selfless. He gives Kim the last doll she desperately needs. And what does that lead to? An invitation to breakfast. Just like that, in a matter of minutes, they've gone from total strangers to being on their first date. Okay, so the spark is lit. Now what? Now we get to stage 2, the Christmas connection. See, the meet cute was just the start. The story has to convince us, and convince us quickly, that these two are basically soulmates. And this is where the whole holiday theme becomes absolutely crucial. Over that breakfast, they're not just making small talk about the weather. No, they start sharing their most cherished Christmas traditions. Kim's all about the Christmas Carol play and the village on Christmas Eve. Theo loves campouts by the tree and volunteering. But what's really happening here is they're revealing their core values. They're showing that they're both sentimental, family-oriented, and kind. We, the audience, can see they're a perfect match way before they've even figured it out. And then bam, we get this classic rom-com move, the ornament exchange. It's so much more than just a sweet gesture. It gives them a physical symbol of their connection. A gingerbread house for him, a dinosaur for her. These little things become tangible, poignant proof that their moment together was real. And that's super important, because that moment is about to end. Which brings us right into section 3, the frustrating search. Just as they've made this incredible connection, disaster strikes. A power outage hits, they get separated in the chaos, and this is the key, they never exchanged phone numbers. This one event kicks off the entire central conflict of the movie. And this is where the tension really starts to ramp up. The timeline shows Kim and Theo starting these parallel searches, but they just keep failing. Right after Thanksgiving, they both start looking, but as we get closer and closer to Christmas, you can feel their hope just fading. Every failed attempt makes that one perfect morning feel like a dream they can't get back to. Kim, she is on a mission, and she's being super logical about it. She retraces their every step, she asks the waitress at the diner, she goes back to the ornament stand, she even tries to get security footage. And when she remembers Theo mentioned his daughter's gingerbread contest, she goes there too. Each step is smart, it shows how determined she is, but every single one leads to a dead end. So frustrating. Theo's not just sitting around either. His search is just as determined. He tries to look up her ornament purchase. No luck. Privacy rules. He knows she's a teacher, but trying to find a teacher named Kim is a total needle in a haystack. So his best hope becomes this huge long shot. He remembers she loves A Christmas Carol and goes every year. He decides to go too, just hoping for a Christmas miracle. And now for part 4, obstacles and near misses. Because here's a rule of any good romance story. It can't be too easy, right? It's not enough for our couple to just be separated. The story has to actively throw hurdles in their way to make that final reunion feel totally, completely earned. So for Kim, her biggest obstacle is internal. It's her ex-boyfriend, Zach, who suddenly pops back into the picture. Zach represents the past. He's the comfortable, familiar choice. But Theo, he's a mystery. He represents the hope of a totally new and exciting future. This forces Kim to make a choice.
Does she play it safe and go back to what she knows, or does she hold out for that magical spark she can't forget? And then, oh man, we get the most heart-wrenching near miss of the whole movie. Theo's crazy long shot plan to find Kim at the play, it almost works. They're in the same building at the same time. But just as Theo and his daughter are walking in, Kim's niece gets sick and her family has to leave. They literally pass each other in the lobby without a clue. It is just a brilliant moment of dramatic irony that makes you want to shout at the screen. Okay, take a deep breath. All of that frustration, all of those near misses, they have to lead somewhere, right? Welcome to the grand finale, a fated reunion. This is the moment the story brings every single breadcrumb together for that magical, and let's be honest, inevitable climax. And the final clue that cracks the whole case wide open, it comes from the last place you would ever expect. Kim's just chatting with her mom about a kitchen remodel, and her mom casually mentions the carpenter's name, Theo Hall. And just like that, the mystery man has a full name. He's real. This is the concrete lead she's been dreaming of. And this is where the whole formula pays off so beautifully. Remember that conversation about Christmas traditions from their very first date? Kim mentioned her absolute favorite was going to the Christmas village on Christmas Eve. Well, guess where Theo decides to take his daughter for a new tradition? Exactly. See, it's not just some random coincidence. The reunion is a direct result of the shared values that connected them from the very beginning. And when they finally lock eyes, the dialogue is just perfect. It's simple, it's direct, and it carries all of that pent-up emotion. They both immediately confirm they were searching for each other, which validates everything they felt. This is the moment the entire story was designed to deliver, and boy, is it satisfying. So, that brings us to the big question. After breaking down all the moving parts, is it just a predictable formula? Or is it the magic of destiny? You know, maybe the real magic is in the storytelling itself, in a formula so perfectly crafted that it feels like fate every single time. By understanding the recipe, we don't ruin the meal, we just get to appreciate the chefs a little bit more. Thanks for joining me.